Hello, world.
Welcome to our story.
You know, for all of the years that we've been doing this and helping others do exactly what we do in equine assisted learning, a lot of our facilitators have said, you know, people should know your story because they find it so exciting that we come from, oh my gosh, way down in
dark, low places.
Dark, low places, came up and dark, low places again. So this has not been an easy process by any means. So we wanted to share with you a little how this whole process and how the story actually began. You know, I was thinking there has to be something that is more purposeful in life than what I was doing. I believe in, I know I'm going to die today. This is how I live my life because we all are dying, but we seem to forget that that's the piece that is huge.
Yeah. We never know when our time will come.
No, so knowing for myself, even though my family thinks I'm really morbid this way, when I wake up in the morning and I say, holy, this could be my last day, I'm always trying to live in that day, live in the moment, which is so perfect because that's what horses do. So I remember going through a magazine and I found this equine assisted learning building block course and no riding and how you can help people and work with horses and horses are the teachers. I'm like, what? What the heck is this all about? Because I've always dreamt all of my entire life of working with horses in a different way. And it wasn't going to be a trainer. I didn't ever want to be a riding instructor, and kudos to all of you who can do that. I just knew I needed something different, but I didn't know what it was until equine assisted learning came into my life. However, I never knew in a million years how beyond hard this entire business was going to be. So for me to actually even become a certified facilitator, it actually cost me $12,000. $12,000 to actually get certified just like you are going to be certified, because I had to fly, I had to drive, I had to do everything. I totally believed in this program and in what it could do for people. However, being an entrepreneur all of my life, I knew how to market. Could not market this baby no matter what. The thousands upon thousands, 50,000 to be exact, that I initially spent to advertise what it was that we were doing. And Carolyn at the time wasn't actually physically with me because Carolyn was pregnant.
And
living in Leduc.
Yeah, which I was very happy to come home from. But even going back, as soon as you were certified, we got a phone call. Well, Kari got a phone call right away saying, hi, this is the Six Sigma Medicine Lodge. We have been waiting for you. This was not what was expected to be happening.
You're right.
We hadn't even figured out like who was doing what role or anything else like that, but all of a sudden this business was going to take off. Kari thought she had a year to get this all prepared.
I wanted a year. Like, yeah, I seriously, for my business, I wanted the full year to practice being a facilitator, practice all the programs that I had purchased and bought, and then all of a sudden, we get this phone call. So it was like, should we tell them this story?
Maybe.
We should.
Yeah.
So anyway, so what happened? So I finally get certified. It took me a year to get certified. By the time I had to keep flying back and forth, making sure I clearly understand how the horse is actually the teacher and not the human beings. So anyways, get this phone call that the group comes in from Six Sigma Youth Medicine Lodge, and it's a treatment center. So we have beautiful elders and we have these professional degreed people all in suits and ready for this commitment of what we're going to build together. And Carolyn had just agreed to be on the team because that's the one thing I knew at my age. I didn't want to recreate the wheel. I didn't want to do something that I was unsure of. And I knew the horse piece and the facilitating was just on me. I had to get that nailed down, but I needed a Carolyn because Carolyn was going to be the marketer, how to do the website, social media, because that's her degree. So you got to give it to the people who knew or who know what it is that needs to be done. So anyways, they come in, they introduce themselves, and I'm like, hi, I'm Kari, and Carolyn just agreed to be on the team, thank goodness. And I'm going to introduce Carolyn, and oh my goodness, I had not a title for her yet because we hadn't discussed it. So I'm like, oh yeah, Kari with Equine Connection, and this is Carolyn, my life partner. Yeah. That's what I came out with. Life partner. I don't even call my honey a life partner, but I call Carolyn my life partner.
I was taken a little bit aback. I wasn't exactly sure what I had suddenly signed up for somehow, but it was good that they all had a sense of humor. Not that there's anything wrong with that.
No.
It's all good stuff in the world, but her hubby would have been a little bit taken back by it as well, as was I. So we did get it figured out, and everybody had a great sense of humor, but that's something that has stuck with us since, is this life partner thing. Because we really, even as you go into the business, and if you come and meet us and take the course, you'll see that this really is something that moves and intertwines with your life. It's not just a piece that's here and a piece that's there. It's all of you, and all of you gets encompassed with it in a beautiful and balanced way, so that you can balance your family life, you can balance your business life, and it's a forgiving and beautiful way to do it in this EAL business.
Oh, you bet. And when I had first became certified, I didn't have an arena. Well, because I just didn't think that I needed an arena, even though I live in Canada, Alberta,
Alberta, Calgary, near Calgary, Alberta. Alberta's in
it's
Canada
cold,
for anybody who's across the world.
It is cold. And I didn't think that I needed an arena. I just thought all I need to do is get certified, and by cracky, the rest will fall into place. And it's interesting because it does fall into place. All you have to do is get certified, and then things open on your path and your journey to make it more of that business that you're looking for. So here's 2 years. I'm running this business outside, and I didn't even do it on my own piece of land. I rented another lady's little piece of land, and I rented her horses and all of her props, and I did the programs all by myself just for 6 months out of the year, because the rest of the time was way too cold and too windy. So did that for 2 years, not knowing in a million years that I would ever build an arena here, because I just didn't think of it. And then I didn't even have help at that point. So of course, being certified and getting contracts that we do now have, the organizations, the companies, want to ensure that the people who are in your arena actually are certified. They actually know what they're doing. There's not volunteers. But thinking I'm all by myself, maybe I should have that volunteer
Extra set of eyes.
Extra set of eyes for safety. No, that does not work, because in one of the programs, and one of these volunteers stood up and said, and a very negative thing, and that's not what EAL is all about, because through research and science and everything that's been discovered in how human beings learn, not the way.
Strictly positive reinforcement.
You bet, because everything grows through that piece, especially when they're doing the programs, because the programs are hard for human beings to be able to do. So anyways, after that point, I'm like, oh my gosh, what am I going to do? I need another certified facilitator working with me. Thank goodness, her story, she got divorced or separated.
Yeah. I mean, even going back before that too, I had no experience with horses whatsoever. So even though I had grown up in Calgary, born and raised, the cowboy capital, if you will, I did the pony rides at the Calgary Stampede, and that was about it. So I really wasn't on that side of things with the horses. However, I did always have the passion for people. I always knew that was something I wanted to work with, something I wanted to do. So when this opportunity came up in the first place, I wasn't too sure. I'm like, oh, that's nice. You work with horses. So pretty. I didn't really get it until I actually saw a program, and then I could actually piece together how the horse was getting this across. And it wasn't a person talking, it was the horse talking in the way that they do, so people can really understand what the change needs to be. So when I saw that, and I really bought into that, and my analytical mind needed to see to believe, because otherwise I was thinking she was just
kooky.
Yeah, a little weird. This may be a fluffy thing. There ain't no fluff here, let me tell you people.
No fluff.
But when I finally was able to move back from Leduc, and then I did get separated from my husband at the time. I guess that's with
your little wee baby.
Yeah, with my little wee baby. She was just itty bitty at the time, but it was terrifying, because I was suddenly going from a household with a good income to, at that time, working with Kari, was making itty bitty little amounts of money.
Teeny weeny.
Little bits. In fact, the first year was pretty much, it was volunteer.
The first
year, yeah, just because I wanted to keep up with the world and see what was happening. But when everything went down, I was pretty panicked as to what I was going to do, where I was going to go. Do I need to find another job? Can I stick with this? And it really had become my passion to see what these horses can teach people that people can't. And I had dealt with postpartum depression, and it truly is And you guys, if you come to the course, you'll hear my entire story with it. But these horses saved my well-being and my heart and my soul, coming from the place that I was at. And I truly believe that anybody who comes, even if it's just for yourself, you will get enough out of this course that it will change the being that you are, and to believe and to have the courage and the confidence within yourself to move forward, because they really can teach us more than anyone would ever really realize. But coming back and facilitating, now that was all of a sudden the hands-on experience that was amazing. However, we need to go back to while I was in Leduc for a moment.
That's very true. So here, now we are moving forward. We have Siksika Youth Medicine Lodge, but that's it. Can't get any other client. I am pulling from credit cards, credit lines, and my hubby, he's so beautiful because he believes in me and this program. He's like, oh my gosh, babe, sometime soon here, because we're getting like to the 2-year mark, you're going to have to take a look at getting a job, because I'm going downhill and no new customers were coming in.
And we're trying to market it like normal marketing kind of thing, but this is a whole different bag of beans, my friends. Like my degrees in public relations, I knew how to do this stuff. This, totally different. You need a whole different approach for it.
It really is. It's not like your typical business. So this is why we give you everything that we have learned.
No one should have to do that.
No one, because the pain that it took to go through those obstacles and challenges, like seriously, most people would have quit, because then 2011 hits. So here we are in, anyways, it doesn't matter. My mom dies June the 1st, 2011, she was my everything, my best friend, my mother, my business partner. And I was numb, and I'm not a numb person. I love life with every ounce of being in me, but it just wiped me totally out. Same day, I have a horse die that morning before she dies. Then I am calling Carolyn and letting her know that I have another sick horse, and she goes, no, this one's going to be okay. That one dies. Then I call her again. I say, oh, this horse, I know he's going to die, and I am really numb. Like, I'm actually kind of mean, like, oh no, got another sick horse, he's going to die. She's like, no,
can't happen. There's no way this much crap can happen to one person at one period of time.
Four horses. So this is the key. So I kept calling her. She wouldn't believe. I am so numb. I lost my mom and 4 horses in 8 weeks. So here we're finally thinking we're getting on that roll and marketing the way that we need to, because we hired the outside coach, and that's why we give you all of the stuff we have. And 8 weeks of pure loss. My heart, I can't even tell you, and still loving life, but my heart was beyond broken, because I'm like, is this the sign? Are you trying to tell me I'm not supposed to do this business after this many years and energy and effort into it? And I'm bawling and I'm screaming, and I tell you, I'll never know what the answer was after what happened to me that day. And of course, I tell you my true story when we're together. But I guess the answer was I was supposed to go through everything in hell, because it was, and be numb and prove myself that the sign was. I was supposed to continue. That's your sign. When the going gets rough and it's hard, if you don't continue, you don't get a dream. If you continue, that's when things open. And now I never think of things of obstacles or challenges anymore. I actually think when something's huge in my path, like a bulldozer or mudslide, I'm like, ooh, what's the opportunity in that? Because after all of those years and those losses that have come to fruition, now we have a very much so a thriving business. And this is all we do. We don't do riding lessons, boarding. No. We don't rent out rooms. We don't rent out nothing. Like, all we do is equine assisted learning. And we got over those years of HE double hockey sticks.
Yeah. And I truly believe that it was really that Kari went through all of that for all of the facilitators. And I know that sounds horrible for you.
But I think you're right.
But I really do think that it's that story of perseverance. We all have our stuff in life. We all have our things we need to overcome. And that year for Kari was awful, like indescribably awful. And I remember thinking a year later, I heard her laugh on the porch one day. I thought, that's the actual laugh I remember. And it was a year later that Kari started to be able to be herself again after all that loss. But it is that perseverance that allows the rest of us to know that these things are possible. Like, I mean, it doesn't matter how much you might look at your life and think, wow, I just don't know how to dig out of this hole. There is always a way. And whether it be losses, depression, or anything else, the horses help you with it.
Yeah.
They really do. Like, well, the money part, they kind of cost you that too. But then they become a write-off when you have a business. So it's all good on that side.
Well, and I still think, that money piece, because just so you guys are very aware, I actually went 300,000 in the hole to do this business. Now, you do not have to do that, because you're not going to make any of the mistakes that we did.
No.
Because it won't exist for you. But we decided to build that arena on our property, which I never thought I'd ever have an arena. I just thought I'd always rent an arena. So to get through everything that had to be to help also you, because with my certification, I have to tell you this, there is no help. There is no help in how do you move this business to the world. So everything, our blood, sweat, and tears, oh my goodness, we give it all to you, because no human being on earth should have to go through that. And to me, that wee little bit of what you pay for this course, I can promise you it's worth 10 times more. I can guarantee your week with us, you're going to be blown away, and it's going to change your life in so many different ways. And whether it be to just do what we're doing, or whether it be that's going to take you to another place in your equine journey, or just maybe another place in your life, it doesn't matter. No. But it's so worth it, because again, we hide nothing, and you are coming into a family of Equine Connection, but it's a family of safety. Supporters. Like, we all around the world help each other to move this business forward, because we are this teeny in the map of the entire world. We can have 100 million more people, and that's still not going to be enough, because what do human beings need on this earth? We all need to build skills, because it's skills that move us forward. That's why we love this piece, and it's not therapy, because therapy, well, it's not where we're a degree. First of all,
we're not clinically able.
I'm not clinically able. That's why we love this program, because you can still help a human being in this world with those solid skills, but the horse being the teacher, and you just learning how to keep building that relationship and building your business. And we're always here to support you for the rest of your equine assisted learning career. We're with you.
And you're stuck with us. It doesn't matter where you start. If you feel like you're at the bottom of the barrel, or you think that you're at the top of the rung, it doesn't matter, because it's going to be tough and it's going to be hard, just like every dream should be. And if it weren't, then it really wasn't your dream in the first place, probably, because nothing comes to us that easy. We all know that life is tough. So really, when you go through all of it, even if you took this course and out of it, at the end of the day, you just ended up being the person that you are authentically meant to be, that's worth every single penny. And at the end of the day, if you can start this up as a beautiful business that we know you can, all the power to you as well, because it really is the best business, the best job you will ever have in your entire life.
The purpose, the realness to every day you breathe is so phenomenal. So think of this. First year, 12,000 to get certified. I go in 300,000 in the hole. Then I lose 4 horses in 8 weeks. And now I have to rebuild with finding equine assisted learning horses all over again. I tell you, if I can do this, and if Carolyn can do this through everything that we have gone through, you bet you can do this. And we are 100% behind you. So we just wanted to share with you our story, because others have said this is what maybe you might need to hear. And of course, we're always open. Give us a shout, give us a text, give us an email. But this is one of the most realist, is that a real word?
It is now.
Okay. Realist, purposeful, incredible career dream jobs you will ever have in your life. And breathing it in every day. It's amazing.
It's life enhancing, and we hope that you guys can get everything out of it that we have, because it really does make your world a better place to live.
Sure does.
Hope that helps everybody. And if you do have questions, contact us, Facebook, website. We're all over the place. So let us know if you do have any questions, and we're more than happy to answer.